So good morning. You once again join me on the way to work whilst I'm sitting in this traffic. And I thought today I'd talk a little bit about, I don't know if to mention the name or not. I suppose I will. Kalimoto. So people that use Kalimoto and use the routes, they can see the fact. And I think it goes kind of early on with new riders, and it's got a load of endorsement from the likes of Teapot One, Chaos Causes, I think uses it and talks about it a lot. But anyone that's ever used it has probably noticed that it gets you on, like, every time we've used it as a group, kind of gets you on farm track, pretty much. You go either winding or twisty or something like that, and it ends up putting you on single file road, loads of those kind of roads that are 60, but you can't do 60, you do about 20, because you ride it inside how fast you want to ride it. Gravel in the middle, maybe some grass in the middle, and they've recently updated themselves so they can use Android Auto, which can go on one of those units. I forgot what they're called now, but the sat-nav units, CarPlay units for bikes, and they've recently launched the fact that they've got Android AirPlay. But I think the way things are changing, unless they put some bit better AI into their product, I use it less and less now. I use it when I'm out and about and we want to find a twisty way back or a windy way back and it's quick to use. But for the cost of it, you may as well have a subscription to a well-known AI, because you can talk to it a little bit better. I'll put a prompt in the description down below, but what I normally do is say, I'm leaving here at this time, there's a group of us, different ability riders or something, I want a route that's 4 hours long, circular route, leaving this meeting point. So a lot of the time, unfortunately, McDonald's makes an appearance. So McDonald's in Derby, because that's in between of a few of us that we not quite often ride, or Donington, what used to be Donington, it's now Superbike factory is now closed. And I would go, so I want this route starting here, leaving at this sort of time. I want these kind of roads, try and leave out motorways and boring roads. To go here, let's have a nice stop, and if you want to, you can put other things in there. So I've put all the bike and brew stops. Hit a few of these. I want to be back at this time, and then you can export this to other GPX files. So you can import it into Kalimoto, or you can import it into somewhere else, which is usually just got the stops, or you can ask it to open a Google Maps, which will normally send you a web link, and have those parts on the Google Maps, so you can just go next stop, next stop, next stop as you're travelling. So what that means is it's easy to share, because not everyone has Kalimoto, pretty much everyone has Google. Probably want first gear. And it'll find you better roads, better views, be more interactive in your search. And Kalimoto sort of ever is. So that's my little bit of a ramble about Kalimoto, if you like. The way I do things may not work for you, but I think Kalimoto should realistically just get some firewalled AI, LLM or whatever, and then you'd be able to talk to it an awful lot easier. And hopefully it'll put you on less farm track. Because it does also feel that I'm going down someone's drive a lot of the time when I put something into Kalimoto. So yeah, that's been all rant about that. Now, let's talk about Superbike Factory. So Superbike Factory is just says that they're going into administration. Say just that happened the weekend. I'm interested to know people's thoughts about Superbike Factory. Have you bought a bike from Superbike Factory? What was your kind of feedback on it? What was your experience? Because I've never bought one. I know that Ben, the other lad on the channel, has, and he bought a Jigsaw Thou. Sort of went yes, I want that bike. It took about 3 or 4 weeks to deliver because they lost it. I think they even phoned him up, say at one time, somebody phoned him up saying, oh, we've lost your bike, we don't know where it is, we're looking for it. And then somebody phoned him up saying, oh, we're phoning for delivery. And he went, well, I've just had a phone call saying that it's been lost. To which they phoned back and went, oh yes, it has been lost. I think when it got delivered, it was sort of like the chain was 2 links too short. I think the headstock bearing had gone, or the steering dampener. So I don't think he had particularly the best experience. That's the closest person I know that's actually bought one from there. But you do hear all kinds of horror stories. The fact that they a while ago took the price off the bike, the actual, the full price of the bike, off the label as you walk around and just give you the finance, kind of give you a clue that what they was after. They're just after the sort of like the finance deals, the lucrative finance deals, because it makes more money for them. But yeah, I mean, it is a place that if I was looking for a bike, I might go and have a look at them, see if I fancy it, possibly even sit on them, although they got a bit shirty with that in later years. But yeah, I think it had a bit of a stigmatism. Now, whether or not that stigmatism was true, you sell that many bikes, it's only going to be the negatives that come through. If in a day they sold 500 bikes, which I don't think they did, otherwise they'd still be in business. If they sold 500 bikes in a day, 4 of which went a bit rubbish, went a bit skew-iff, you're only going to hear about the 4, and 4 a day complaints on Facebook and everything else would soon lead to an issue. Would soon lead to that stigmatism, that that kind of feedback of, they only sell crap. But people got to sell them bikes. I think it's the fact that they were tied with We Buy Any Bike, which was their company of buying pretty much everything. And I think when they buy that amount of kit, maybe there's an issue there. So yeah, bye-bye Superbikes. I would miss the calf, and I'll miss having a look round, because it used to be a meeting point. It used to be a place where you could go, start the ride out and stuff like that. Their bike night on when we went was pretty cool, to be fair. There was a fair bit of stuff there. Pizza bloke was amazing. So yeah, have you bought a bike from Superbike Factory? What was your experience? And likewise, Kalimoto, do you love the app? Am I missing something? That means that I now don't, I put myself on farm track every time I go to use it. No. No, I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.